Alrighty, we are live and in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling, where we interview special guests each and every week from different walks of life in the reselling world. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows of reselling and dive into great conversation. We are positive that you're going to hear something that's going to help you become a better reseller. I'm your host, Ray, and I'm not joined by Dustin. He's a little MIA. I just texted him, but hopefully he should be in momentarily. But nonetheless, we have a very exciting guest today on the show. It's none other. You guys might know him. If you don't, you need to. We have Chris, Old School Picker, is in the building. How are you doing, Chris, today?
I'm doing good. I'll apologize in advance for my voice. I've been sick for about a week, so my voice, it sounds worse than I feel. I feel fine, but my voice is it's worse than normal. I put it that way. It's always bad. It's worse than normal.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming on. Again, this is something that I've wanted to ask you if you would even want to do it for the longest time, because I enjoy watching your videos. You know, I love watching your videos, you know, and it's just, you know, I got to support the local Tennessee boy, you know what I mean? So, Chris, for the people that don't know you, could you give us a little like background story of who Chris Old School Picker is?
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me be on. I appreciate you and Dustin wherever he's at. But
I don't know what he's doing. He's probably watching the Grammys or the Pro Bowl or something like that.
Oh, the Pro Bowl was bad. That was bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
Never do that again. That was so bad.
I watched it for like 5 seconds. I'm like, this is terrible. This is
terrible. Worst thing the NFL's ever done.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am Chris, the Old School Picker. I live in Tennessee. I do a lot of what so videos. Do some yard sale videos from time to time. I was telling Ray backstage that I've got hours and hours and hours of yard sale footage to put out and to edit. But man, if you've ever edited a yard sale video, it takes time, and so that's something I don't have a whole lot of sometimes. So I do a lot of WhatsApp videos. I love YouTube, love the community, love eBay. Been on eBay for off and on for 21 or 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Off and on, not the whole time. This last time I've been selling on eBay for I think 5 years. Started YouTube about 4 years ago, and just been on the slow grind of YouTube. It's it's a labor of love sometimes.
Got that right. With many of the people that are listening to the podcast are also content creators and resellers at the same time. But Chris, I know that you mentioned you're off and on 20 years of reselling on eBay. Like what got you into it? Was it like a necessity? I know you do this full time. What were you doing before reselling? What made you finally go into, you know what, I'm going to do this full time? Tell us a story, because I don't think I've ever really heard of it.
Well, I developed a love for reselling back when I was a kid. When I was 10, 12 years old, my dad was a huge coin collector. We used to go to a local flea market on Saturdays out here where I live, and we would go every Saturday. He was a coin collector. He would stop at all the coin booths, and there was an old guy in particular that he would stop at that booth and just talk to about coins for hours. And, you know, as a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid, I didn't care nothing about coins. But time went on, a few months went on, and that guy got a partner in his booth that started selling baseball cards. Well, this was in the late 80s, 88, 89, 90, when baseball cards were just booming, you know, when Upper Deck, that 89 Upper Deck come out.
Yeah.
So I was a huge baseball fan, huge sports fan. Go Braves. But I started dabbling into baseball cards like a lot of people my age. And of course, I got burnt because that market fell and burnt. But, you know, it gave me something to do. I would keep the cards I wanted, take the cards I didn't want to school, trade them, sell them. You know, start the week with $10. By Friday, I'd have $40-$50 from trading baseball cards with my buddies.
Hey, there you go.
And then I got into eBay, just dabbling in it back 21 years ago, 22 years ago, and just, you know, tinkered with it a little bit. And sold for a couple of years on there. Then I went back to work, and then I started eBay again. Then I went back to work. So just several different. I think this is my third go around on full time.
Okay. Now, are we going to go back to work, Chris, or are we eBay? This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah,
Okay.
the last time I went back to work was it wasn't because of eBay. The first time I went back to work was because I got so burnt out on eBay that I was like, it's too much. I was young, you know. I needed more structure. I wasn't structured enough to be you know, independent worker. You know, I needed that structure, so I went back to work. And then the second time my wife got sick, so it was kind of a family necessity.
Gotcha.
Insurance purposes, and then we got that
Gotcha.
so now I'm back to so now I
nice.
to go back to work.
There we go. Let's see someone graced us with their presence here. We have Dustin. There he is. Dustin, this is Chris, old school picker in the building. One of the local Tennessee boy here.
Hey.
East Tennessee boy. So let's say, Chris, before you said something that I have a question, I'm going to ask you a question on. But before we do that, let's say hi to some people in the chat. We have Grams and Pops Vintage is in the building. Good to see you. And guys, if you want to follow Chris on all of his reselling adventures, all of his links are down in the description below. You got his Facebook page, his Instagram, you got his eBay store. If you ever want to purchase anything from his eBay store, you got his YouTube, all down in the description below. So make sure you give Chris a follow on there. And guys, if you want to give us a follow, make sure to subscribe to the podcast, hit the follow button. And guys, we are the only live reselling podcasts that exist. There's many other reselling podcasts, but we're the only one that is live, right, Dustin?
And in living color.
And in living color. There you go. Let's go, baby. We got our friend Sunny Las Vegas is in the building. Good to see you, Sunny. He says, this guy looks like a YouTuber I follow, but this Chris wears a Tennessee cap. He wears some Braves caps from time to time.
Yeah. I actually, I just done this shop about 1.5 years ago. And when I was painting my ceiling in my shop, I got a big old drop of paint on that Tennessee hat that I wore forever. So had to break out the good one for you guys, the Braves hat.
There you go. I like it.
But I still have the Tennessee hat, even with
that's the lucky hat. That's the lucky hat.
Yeah. That's the one that goes fishing with me.
Hey.
Oh, nice. We got Marie is in the building. Good to see you. We have Kimberly Porter is in the building. She says, love Chris's video. See, so they're coming in hot here. Rummage for Riches is in the building. Good to see you. Shannon Cunningham is in the building. Good to see you.
That's my lovely wife.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Good to see you, Shannon. Glad that you can be here. And Chris has a question.
I don't talk about her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. Sonny says, question, Chris, are you the original old school or was it Jimmy? That's a great question.
Ooh, that is a good question. Actually, it was Jimmy.
Jimmy, okay.
But I will tell you the story on that. When I started my YouTube channel, I just, come up with something that I liked. I consider myself an old school individual. My dad was, I was talking about earlier, very, very old school. So I was like, old school picker. I didn't know Jimmy. So I'm in a chat one day and I see old school flips flash by and I was like, somebody stole my name. I'm so mad. I was so mad. I mean, I was mad for like 2 days about this. I was like, this dude has stole my name. So I finally get over it and go on his channel and start checking him out. And I realized he had his channel way before I did. So,
wow.
Not way before, but a few months before I did.
That's crazy.
Like, oh, no, well, I stole his name. But, of course, I know Jimmy now. And Jimmy's actually been to my house before, and we've hung out and yard sale together. And
that's awesome.
Jimmy is a long-time friend. So
that's so cool.
The world of Jimmy.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's funny you mentioned that because I was telling Dustin I think it was like a week ago, I was scrolling to TikTok and I come across someone that's Nashville Flipper. And I'm just like, who is this?
Yeah.
And it's some guy that lives in Nashville that's a contractor and he flips houses.
Oh wow!
So it's like so we're the Nashville Flippers. I think
Right.
he's the Nashville Flipper with no S at the end,
Wow.
Or
which is
the.
crazy. The just the chances of that even happening is
So you're
insane.
saying we should collab with him, and anything he finds in the house as he flips, he just
Yeah.
I think
come
I
on,
told
bring
him
it
we
to
should
us.
meet. We should meet one day. I think that would
Yeah,
be a
Put him on the
video.
show.
Yeah,
let's
that's a
do it.
great. Yeah, because he's flipping houses, so it's kind of
I
like
mean,
reselling
that's
related.
reselling.
That's the
Yeah, for
ultimate
sure.
flip. That's the ultimate
Yeah.
flip.
Let's see here. Sonny says, "Dead on labor log, love slow grind YouTuber." Okay, we have New England Betty Boots in the building. Good to see you. We have Ryan Gulf Coast Picker is in the building. Good to see you. Ray was probably born in the. I was born in the '80s, so I'm a '90s baby for sure. And Betty Boop saying, "Hit the like button." Good to see you. Glad that you can give us a shout out there, Betty Boop. Okay, so Chris,
I feel old, by the way.
there
I
you
feel
go.
old.
You're
I
not
was
old
born.
as
I was born in
long
the
as you're
70s.
young as heart. Oh, you're not that much
I'm
older
real
than
old.
us, Chris. No, not at all. But Rummage to Riches says everybody go to Chris's store and buy a football pin. How many is left, Chris?
Depends on what team. I probably got 300 or 400 altogether still left. About like
You probably have
I don't
like
know.
a ton of like Jacksonville Jaguars and
No, they're from 1986. So it's
okay.
the older teams.
Oilers, Houston
Yeah,
Oilers.
I do have a few Oilers left. Yeah, it's crazy. I bought like 600 of them jokers and sell them for $5 a piece plus shipping. Sell them all day.
Adds up.
Easy.
I got
for
like
sure.
2 or 3 going out tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, throw it in a bubble mailer and send it on its way. I think I paid like 20 cents a piece for them, so they've been paid for long ago.
For sure.
Bubble gum at the checkout.
There you go. The point of sale sale. I think that's what they call it, right? Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, Chris, you mentioned, let's see here. You mentioned that you, when you were younger, you were eBaying full time, and then you went back to your job only because you needed some more structure in your life to be able to work for yourself. Okay.
Yes.
So that leads me to a question for you. What is something in that period that you've learned until now that you wish you knew before going full time? So if someone right now is sitting at home listening to us and you're like, okay, I want to be a full-time reseller. What's some advice that you can give that younger person? They don't even have to be a younger person.
Right.
Just they want to be able to sell full time. They're tired of the boss from the office space, yelling at them the whole time to get those TPS reports on time. So what's something that you can give them? What's some advice there?
Treat it like a job. I mean, treat it like a job. Don't treat it like a hobby. Don't treat it like part-time. If the job demands you to work more than 40 hours, you work more than 40 hours. I used to hate working overtime when I worked for other people. I hated it. I didn't care to do my 40 hours, but don't mess with my Saturdays. Don't mess with my Sundays. I don't want to work overtime. But guess what? When the job didn't get done, you had to work overtime. Well, reselling's kind of the same way. You better have a structured hours that you work. You better be consistent on it. You can take time off, but you need to work and make up for it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just have to have that structure. You have to have those set hours. You have to have those set days. You're going to get out what you put in it. If you put 20 hours in it, you're going to get a 20-hour paycheck. If you put 40 hours, 60 hours, it's going to add up. So, just treat it like a job.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't treat it like a job several times before. And, you got to be willing to do it. And sometimes even when you don't want to, like last week, I didn't feel good all week last week, but guess what? I still worked. The shipping's got to be done. The listing's got to be done. And if you don't do it, there ain't nobody doing it for you. There ain't nobody filling in when you don't show up for work. So,
right. Yeah. Can't call out.
Can't call out. I mean, you can, but you're going to be the one that suffers from it. So,
I love that.
Send yourself a text. Can't make it in a day. Sorry.
Yeah. There you go. Now, Lisette is saying, Ray still doesn't know my name after all this time. Lisette, I know your name. I don't know. I have
She's awesome.
brain fart issues. So Grams and Pops Vintage says we ain't old Chris. We are both probably eat Fruit Loops out of a spaghetti stained Cool Whip bowl. Old,
Yep.
but that ain't that old yet. Wow, that's
Yep.
very specific.
Yep, I've done it.
That's awesome. Sonny's saying work hard for yourself should be easier than how much you work for companies. You deserve more as long as you earn it. That's a great point there, Sonny.
But you gotta be willing to do it. And
that's right.
So many people's not, Some people think,
can't do it.
No. And I couldn't when I was younger. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
You better be structured is all I'll say.
Got that right. We got Glenn in the building. Good to see you. We have Alan. Good to see you. We have Coco Bay is in the building. He says, love that. If you put 20 hours in, you get a 20-hour paycheck. So I like that. I like that for sure. So, all right. So Chris, that leads us to our first segment of the show. Like I explained to you a little earlier, overrated, underrated. Overrated, underrated, where we ask you 10 different subjects, 5 being reselling related and 5 not being reselling related. But before we get into that, Chris, we do want to give a shout out, one of the newest sponsors of the podcast, and that's our good friends over at My Reseller Genie. Now, Chris, do you use My Reseller Genie at all?
I do not yet, but I did just sign up for their affiliate program, and I am going to try it out.
There you
heard
go.
A lot of good things, and they are awesome people. I will say that.
Now, guys,
I've never heard a bad word about that program.
Exactly.
Or them. So.
Now, guys, if you don't know, Reseller Genie was created by 2 people. One being a reseller and her husband being an accountant. So they thought, you know what? We need a specific tool that caters towards reselling and their accounting needs. So they came up with this program called My Reseller Genie. So My Reseller Genie is the accounting and analytics solution for resellers. Add unlimited platforms to track all your inventory and sales in one location, manage business expense in real time, analyze your sales trends, and so much more. So guys, if you want to try My Reseller Genie, like Chris was saying, he's got an affiliate link. We have an affiliate link down below. And if you use the code all caps Nashville Flippers, you are going to receive, I believe, 15% off your first month. So, and you can use it for Macari, Depop, Grailed, Amazon, the list goes on. And of course, eBay. So guys, if you're struggling with accounting and you want a little help this year, check out My Reseller Genie. And you don't have to use our link. It's a great tool. Use Chris's link, use other links. We just want to make sure we plug something that's really going to help the reselling community. So, all right. So Chris, moving on to overrated, underrated. Number 1, and I'll go ahead and do the first one, Dustin.
You might need to copy that in there.
I got you. Pulling and shipping orders, YouTube videos. Overrated, underrated.
Since that's all I make, I'm going to go with way, way, way underrated. I think the yard sale videos and garage sale videos, everybody makes those. But how many people make consistent pull-in orders, whatso videos? Very, very few. I know Dave does, NC Flipper, Kevin, of course, Commonwealth Flipper, Lonnie, Shed Flips, and I know there's more. But I think it's underrated. I don't think there's enough of that. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people want to watch the yard sale videos, and that's fine. There's plenty of that out there, but there's not a whole lot of people making whatso videos, and I think it's underrated. True. And
okay,
I'm just one of them. I want to know what people's selling. I don't care what you're picking up. You can pick up anything.
That's a great point.
And you can put any comp on the board. But tell me what you're selling. I want to see that sub comp. I don't want to see that listed comp. I want to see what you're selling. That's just me. Now, that's the minority in our community.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to make the videos I like to make. And when I watch other people's videos, I catch myself watching what's so videos more than I do the picking videos, a lot more.
Okay.
So that's the content I like to make, and it's not a lot out there, but it's a labor of love. It's a slow growth on YouTube.
And that's what before we went live, I was explaining to Chris the videos that Dustin and I have made about, you know, the what sold picking and packing videos. People don't seem to like them because they seem a little boring, but I feel like there's so much information in those videos, like you were saying. I don't care what you picked up. I want to see what you sold. So I feel like that's the real bread and butter, the stuff that's going to bring a lot of people value as a reseller. It's like, man, I can pick up that one thing, but it's going to take me a year to sell it.
Well,
It's
I mean,
like, Chris,
that's the business, ain't it? I mean, that's the business. Show them what you sell. I'm an eBay seller. That's what my channel is. I'm not a professional yard seller. You know, nothing wrong with that, but I'm not a professional yard seller. I'm an eBayer. So
there you go.
I
love that answer.
Yeah.
I love that answer because I feel like in the community, Chris, a lot of people use reselling as an avenue to become a YouTuber also.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
It's like seeing people that are doing these shipping and packing videos, they're reselling first. The other stuff, it's like, I want to educate the masses. So it's like, okay, this is what I'm picking up. This is what's selling. You know, I'm not just putting a fancy video together so I can become a YouTuber this year and reselling and then do something else next year.
Right.
You know,
well,
so
land shark picker right there hit the nail on the head. You know, that drama on them yard sale videos, that's what brings people in, because it's hard to reach outside the reselling community on a what so video, because it's hard to have a whole lot of drama with me in here by myself pulling orders out of my shed. You know, there's not a whole lot of drama going on there. And so my videos don't get outside the community a whole lot.
Okay.
But it's what I like to do. So, you know, I have to be real with myself. I can't, not that I won't ever put out yard sale videos. I've got tons of footage. I will put them out from time to time. It's just it's not my passion. I have a passion for the what's up videos. I told Kevin one time, it about blew him away, because his picker channel is way bigger than his flipper channel. I said, but I would rather have your flipper channel than your picker channel, because
those are diehards.
Yeah, and yes, and there's a relationship between you and those viewers. The viewers you have on the picker channel, they may watch one video and never watch you again. But those what's so videos and those flipper videos, you build a relationship with the people. So that's what I enjoy.
Well, Chris, you have encouraged me to start doing more picking and packing videos. What's a tip that you can give Dustin and I with these videos? Because we've done it to where Dustin will do his and I'll do mine, and then I'll do a video together of, like, I'll do one of mine, he'll do one of his, and that's how we'll do the video. So what's something that you like? What's words of encouragement? Maybe some tips and tricks. Give it to us.
I mean, I'm not an expert. I mean, I've been on my channel for 4 years and I've still just, barely over 5K subs. I mean, consistency. I mean, I know you hear that with everybody, but I mean, that's the truth. And that's with anything. eBay and YouTube are so similar. I mean, it's so weird how the algorithms are so similar, in my opinion. And it's all about consistency. If you don't list nothing on eBay in a month, your sales are they're going to crap out. I mean, let's be honest. Well, that's the same thing with YouTube. And then the struggle too is when I do put out a yard sale video, those next 2 or 3 videos of what sold, they won't do good, because people will get to wanting that yard sale video. So I think it's what your audience gets used to.
Yeah.
Where you guys are doing lives, and then you do
We're doing everything,
and then the pulling. I think it confuses the audience and also the YouTube algorithm. I'm not an expert by no means.
You're probably right. Yeah. Well, our audience is super confused at this point because we got everything going on. We're just like a crazy salad, a little bit of everything, man. We're the pizza supreme.
But then you got to look at, like I said earlier, what's your purpose of YouTube? Is your purpose to be a big YouTube star, or is it to put out the content that you enjoy doing? It's to
Correct.
put out the content you enjoy doing.
Mhm.
Wear it out is what I say.
There you go. And
Who cares?
this is literally right now what we're doing. This is the content that we enjoy doing. We want to
Yes.
have
Mm-hmm.
conversations with like-minded resellers, giving tips, having a one-on-one conversation with people in the room and having it live, where anything goes and people are watching us and asking questions. So it's great. This is what I this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
Is right here.
And I mean, you guys are great
Absolutely.
at it. I love y'all's lives. I love them.
Yeah.
I watch them quite a bit actually, and I'm just lurking in the background usually. But
I love it.
shout
Shout out to the lurkers.
Shout out to the lurkers. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I lurk a lot. I used to lurk. I used to watch every live, all day, just all day. And as I've got busier doing my own stuff, it takes away a lot of your time. But I still lurk in a lot of lives. People just don't know it, but
I love it. Now, Dustin, from now on, when we have a live, we need to make sure this is Chris Old School Flipper is part of the channel. What's up, Chris? Lurking in the background.
Lurking.
Lurkers. Shout out to the lurkers.
Shout out to the lurkers. So we have a person that doesn't like to lurk here, always saying hello. We have Kristen and Rule Squirrels in the building. Good to see you, Kristen. Glad you can stop by. And the Grandma and Pops Vintage is saying, we do garage sales for fun. We sell on eBay for work. It's a good balance. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That is a great balance.
Yeah, I
Garage
mean,
sales can be entertaining, man.
Yeah, at this point, YouTube's still kind of a hobby. I mean, I'm making a little bit, but you guys, our channels are about the same size. You guys know pretty much what we're making. And it ain't worth the time we're putting in by no means. No, not even close. People don't understand. It's not even close to the hours you put in to being worth it when you're this size channel. But I do it. I love it. It's my hobby. It breaks up the reselling. It keeps me motivated. That you asked me what keeps me on task on eBay. Well, YouTube's one of them. Because I know I'm going to show what I sold Monday.
Yeah.
If I didn't put in the work on eBay, then I'm gonna look like a total idiot on YouTube the next Monday because I'm gonna put it out there. I mean, so YouTube keeps me grounded on eBay, as funny as that is, but and it keeps me motivated. Yeah, because I love the community. I do. I love it. It's been great to me. So I just try to do my part to give back.
Speaking of the community, we have Let's Do Lunch podcast has just joined us. Good to see you, girls. Glad you can stop by. Another fantastic podcast. If you have not listened to the Let's Do Lunch podcast, make sure to listen each and every Friday during lunch, oddly enough.
Yes.
So check them out. Landshark is saying, I wish I worked as hard on YouTube now as when I was trying to get monetized. So it is what it is, right?
A lot of people quit once they get that monetized and get that first check and realize how little bit of money they've worked a year for. They quit. And I was like, I'm one of those. I'm stubborn. So, I know how many hours I've put into this over 4 years. I'm not quitting. I mean,
there you go.
If I never strike it rich, that's fine because I didn't do it for that reason. I done it because I wanted to.
That's a great point. All right.
But you better love it. You better love it.
You better love it. That's right. You better love it because you'll get burned out real quick. Quick. So moving on, number 2, Dustin, overrated, underrated.
Reba McEntire.
Ooh, Reba, man, she was good in the 80s and 90s. Are we talking about whole career here?
We're talking about just Reba.
Just Reba.
We're talking about Reba.
Like
shout out to
TV show Reba, music Reba.
I'm gonna say maybe overrated a little bit, maybe, because she's had her time. She got her love, she's one of the top and everybody pretty much knows it. So I'm gonna say barely overrated. But I do like her.
There you go.
Reba is underrated.
Reba is underrated. There you go. Dustin,
what is your favorite?
There you go. Dustin, what's your favorite Reba McEntire song?
Couldn't even name one.
There you go. I do. I'm just putting you on the spot, bro. We have Scott Green is in the building joining us from Facebook, Chris. Yeah. Now, if you don't know, we are simultaneously streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you have not gave us a like on Facebook, go over to the Facebook page and give us a little, hit that little check mark right there and follow us on Facebook. We got some cool stuff going on Facebook. So let's see here. I think I missed. Oh, Let's Do Lunch podcast is saying, can't wait to the Nashville Flippers on our podcast this Friday. That's right. I completely forgot about
I read that as Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football on Friday. There you go.
Football's over.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Next one, overrated, underrated. Number 3, Chris, negotiating at yard sales.
Underrated. Yeah.
Okay.
Underrated. I think that's what made me back, as I was saying, the flea markets when I was young. I used to love watching my dad negotiate, and so I learned I'm a pretty hard negotiator at times too. Now, sometimes if I know I'm getting a good deal, sometimes, I'm just like over it and I'll just, whatever.
That's tough.
But man, sometimes I just like to squeeze that extra dollar out. So, and that's what makes good YouTube content for anybody making yard sale videos. So
there you go.
Yeah, I think it's underrated. I love doing it.
Nice.
But I don't always.
Betty Boots saying, Dustin, here we go. Because he lives in the Lord's Prayer.
I'm going to go with Marie up there. Fancy.
What'd she say? Fancy. There you go.
Oh,
Fancy.
That's a good song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to be confused by, what's that other fancy song, Dustin? I'm so fancy.
Yeah. There you
go. Not to be confused by that song. So, let's see here. Behold and Resold says, hey, y'all, you cool people. Good to see you. Glad you can stop by. They also say, I just got here. Can you start over?
Start over.
Let's start over. Okay.
All right. Hey, guys. This is...
We're live and in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode. There we go. All right. Moving on. Chris. Tips on negotiating yard sales. What's your negotiation tactics here?
Ooh, the silent treatment.
Mm.
I hardly ever. If they just force me to throw out a number first.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh man, it's really low. It's really low. I mean, if they're wanting $100 for it and they force me to throw out that first number, I'm coming at them with like $10. I mean, and then I'll laugh it off, and then I'll be like, "Well, all right, I started a number. Now you start." And then if we can make them somewhere close to the middle, then it's a win. But silent treatment. I'll walk around. Great. I'll put stuff back down. I'll give them the walk-off treatment. Just they hate that silent treatment.
The walk-off, man, that's tough.
Yeah, the walk-off, man, it gets them every time.
Gets them every time.
But now you got to be careful. If there's other people at that yard sale, you can't lay that stuff down, because somebody else will grab it. So you got to be careful.
They go, this is a good one. How much for it all? Yeah.
That's what we bundle together all the time.
Yeah, that's a good thing because, Dustin and I, we usually like going together. So we try. It's like, okay, man, let's see. What do you got? What do you got? Let's see if we can bundle all this stuff together. See if we can get a better deal.
Yep. Yes, the bundle, man, that's awesome way to go because you always get a better deal.
Mm-hmm.
Get a few prices and then start making a pile. And then as the prices get lower, just keep building that pile.
There you go. Dustin, are you drinking chocolate milk?
I'm drinking Miller Lite.
Okay. I thought it was chocolate milk for a sec.
But I can't.
I'm like, man, Dustin with the chocolate milk right before bed?
Gotta sleep easy.
Yeah, making it look easy over here. All right, next one up, number 4, Dustin.
Number 4, the Grammys.
Oh, that's overrated. Anything to do with that Hollywood, I'm not your guy on that. Yeah.
I haven't watched anything like that in forever.
I don't do that. Hollywood, the music industry, I don't follow none of that.
There you go.
I don't even watch the ESPYs, which is the Grammys version of sports. I don't even watch that. I love sports, but it's silly.
It's just so Hollywood, right?
Yeah, it's so Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like, wow. Yeah.
I'm not a huge TV or movie guy anyways. So, and I'm not big on latest music. So I don't know any of those people anyways. So yeah, that's overrated for me.
We were just my wife and I were just watching a little bit of it. It's tonight, Chris, if you
Oh,
didn't
okay.
know. But we were watching a little bit of it tonight, and we're like, "Who is that? Who is that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Man, I know I'm old, but I'm not that old right now, you know." And I'm like, who sings that?"
I bet
So,
their viewership's down since we're live right now,
oh
right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
guarantee.
yeah,
I
exactly.
bet we're
They're
hurting them.
all our audience. They mix. There's a weird
They
little
might
mix.
shut us down shortly just to get
Right.
these back.
Right. What about the CMAs? You watch any of that, Chris? No,
Nah.
it's just as bad. It's Hollywood here in
Well,
Nashville too.
I can't stand country music anymore. Anyways, my country music was George Strait, Garth Brooks, that type of stuff. So I'm just not up to that. I'm old. I'm just old. I'm just the old picker at this point, not old school.
Did you go see Garth Brooks when he played at Neyland?
No, I did not. I think my
No?
brother did. I know my brother went and seen him, but I can't remember if it was the one at Neyland or not. I think it was. Which he
Yeah.
came to Chattanooga a few times too, so it may have been them. But no, I've never seen him. But yeah, my favorite music's Southern rock. So
okay.
give me Leonard Skinner any day. I used to tell people all the time, if you've ever seen the movie Joe Dirt,
yeah,
that soundtrack would be the soundtrack to my life.
I love it. Yeah.
Anything he liked, that was the music I love. So, but
I
yeah,
love it. I need to go see Garth at least.
Yeah,
That's
I think
one
he's
on my
back
bucket
touring.
list.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. The last time, yeah, I love me some Garth. So let's see.
Garth was good. He was, in my opinion, he was kind of the first big entertainer in country music. He took it to a whole nother level. But there's very, very little new music that I like. I'd rather listen to the 80s and 90s.
Do you remember that odd period where Garth Brooks was like that other artist? What was
Chris Gaines? Chris Gaines.
What was up with that?
Yeah, that was you've heard the expression "jump the shark." I think that was the jump the shark version of Garth.
For sure. I wonder if any of that stuff sells well.
Like I don't know.
Chris Gaines era.
He put out like a whole album of that.
Yeah.
I don't think it done too well.
Do you remember that, Dustin? He had like
the
black hair, and it was like poppy, and it was weird.
He put out a whole album and everything of him as Chris Gaines. I believe that was the name.
Yeah,
it was weird.
No, I think it was too. Behold and Resold says there was an inside community sale near me yesterday that had 35 tables. Wow. Everyone was there, so crowded, no fun. Oh man, I love big. Dustin and I were so used to big crowds now going into those bin stores. It's like nothing.
Ain't nothing.
It's like, yeah,
too easy.
It's like we're so used to it by now. Mm-hmm. So let's move on here. Number 5, over and underrated. Whatnot, Chris.
Whatnot?
Yeah, the selling platform Whatnot.
Yeah, I've never bought anything on there, and I've never sold anything on there.
Okay.
They did reach out to me, which was pretty wild. They reached out to me not too long ago, about 3 or 4 months ago, I guess, and asked me if I would be, I think through Instagram, which was weird, asked me if I'd be interested in selling on there. And I just told them not right now, but I think it's here to stay. Overrated. It was a little bit overrated, I think, at first, but I think it'll come back around to being underrated, if that makes sense. Because it came out with like gangbusters there for a while. I mean, it was.
I think there's really. Now, the reason why I put this on the list, Chris, now the people that know here listening to the podcast, they know that I have a very, what would you say, Dustin? A very disdained.
Not a hate.
Like, I think the hate for Whatnot, but not really, Like, I feel like you have to have a huge following to be able to be successful on there.
Yeah.
Be like a whatever.
I think it would be very hard for somebody just without any kind of social media influence. I think it'd be hard to make. You could build an audience on there, but you're going to lose your butt for probably 6 months without any kind of influence or any kind of
Yeah. So
audience.
I'm jumping deep in the weeds here, Chris.
Okay.
I am having my first Whatnot show this Wednesday.
That's awesome.
So I'm
All right.
going in and seeing what it's all about, all that stuff. They reached, like you said, they reached out to us and they
Yeah.
asked if we were, if we were interested. And I said, sure, let's do it. Let's try it. You can't have an opinion on something if you have never tried it, right?
Right.
So we're gonna try it. They wanted us to be an affiliate. So if you want to try selling on Whatnot, give us a shout. Contact us on Instagram. They're looking for new resellers, and they said that they can pay you guys just to sell stuff on Whatnot. And then if you use our code, I think it's down in the description below, you get $25 free to use now. I think it was 15 before now, or maybe it's still 15. I don't know, but you get some money to use it. But if you haven't followed us on Whatnot, Wednesday's going to be our first show. Come and support. And I'm going to try at least several shows, Chris, and see how this goes. See if it's worth it and really get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Stay tuned.
I've thought about trying it recently, actually, just like the last couple of weeks. I've revisited it, and I think I know a lot of people that sell on it or have sold on it in the past, and I know Tim over the years has done really well on there. I know Eric OBX Picker has done really well on there. They changed some stuff in the shipping a few months ago that kind of ruined it for a lot of people, but if they'll get that worked out, I mean, it's here to stay. I know eBay's coming up with eBay Live or whatever, but they're so far behind on that, I don't know if somebody will eventually buy Whatnot or if it's just going to be,
I think that's what's going to happen.
Because it's instant
they're willing.
sales.
I'm going to be completely transparent with this whole audience listening to it. They contacted us and they said, if you can get sellers on the platform, we are going to give the seller they sells on the platform $200.
Wow.
So if you're thinking about selling on Whatnot, and if you want to give it a try, holler at me. You got $200 headed your way. So
I mean,
Chris, if you're thinking about it, it's worth trying. It's worth trying. And they said that so if you thinking about selling and Whatnot, we're going in guns a blazing, Dustin. So stay tuned.
We've already bought the merch. We got Whatnot hoodies on the way, t-shirts, hats, socks.
This guy.
Am I missing
what
something?
are you planning to sell on there, your first auction?
Well, they wanted us to sell
hoodies.
consumer electronics. So we have a bunch of stuff that we got from our bin stores, that we paid $5 on.
Right.
Things that have been sitting in our death pile, that are just, Grams and Pop Vintage is saying it's like a city dump. Nobody really likes it, but you need somewhere to dump your crap. So we're not going to try to dump all of our crap in there. We're going to try to build it up for sure. So we'll let you know each and every week. We'll come up with a Whatnot update of the week, Dustin.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. So this week, Wednesday will be my first show. He wanted me to do 3 shows next week. I'm like, dude, I ain't got time for 3 shows.
No.
So I'll do 1, and if at the end of the week, but if you guys are looking to sell and Whatnot, holler at us. We'll give you 200. Well, I won't. Whatnot will give you $200. So Coco Bay, what's
$200?
Yeah, I will give you $200 Monopoly dollars, 200 flip bucks, right, Dustin?
Hey, yeah, I like that.
Coco Bay is saying we've been selling on Whatnot for about 6 weeks now, and yes, you can lose your butt on there and need a following for sure, but you can also help build a following, which has been helpful for us to grow. That's great information there. So there you go, and Betty Boot just dropped the Whatnot affiliate link for that. But if you want to sell on there, holler at me. I'll get you over to our Whatnot representative, and he'll walk you through the process, show you how to sell, show you how to set up, and get you approved. And you just got to sell some stuff on there. So Dustin said Dustin is not impressed. So Yes, this is a good one. Let's Do Lunch says, remind us to talk about that at lunch. So that's great. Coco Bay is saying, a successful whatnot seller we watched on YouTube to learn stuff. She said she was turned down 6 times on whatnot before being allowed on. And it seems now they're opening the floodgates. So
I think
and
they got to be
they're
careful
dropping
with
some
that,
cash.
too. Yeah,
What's
they got to
that?
be careful with it. I think they got to be careful with that too. I don't know if they need to open it up to everybody. I don't know.
I agree.
Because you got to build your customers, the people that's actually buying, up too. You can't just have 1,000 auctions going on at the same time and have 2 or 3 buyers in each one. So you got to be. That's a balance.
Well, I'm gonna really try to push this show, see who can come on. We're gonna have some good stuff. I'll have some giveaways, and I think it'll be fun. And we'll see how it goes. My wife says she's gonna help me with it.
Reach out to Eric, OBX Picker. He's had several, or Tim over the years. Either one.
Yeah.
Both those guys have had quite a bit of success doing those.
So we'll see. Hey, if you guys want a massage gun, come see me at Whatnot. I got like 3 or 4 that we're selling on there.
I need to toss you some smartwatches.
Smartwatches, yeah.
Yep.
Toss them my way, Dustin. Yeah, toss them my way. So, all right. So next one up, Dustin, number 6. This is a good one.
Number 6, Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, man, that's another one of those that for so long they were so good, and now they're just not as good. I remember the what was it? The Bud Bowl? Was it what it was
the Budweiser?
Called?
Budweiser frogs.
The Bud Bowl, man. You look forward to that every year, but I think they're overrated now. I don't think they're as good as what they used to be, and everybody still looks forward to them. And it seems like every year over the last 10 years, it's always disappointment. So I'm going to say overrated.
Okay.
And a lot of times the Super Bowl's overrated too.
Yeah, I got that.
And don't even get me started about the recent halftime shows over the last few years. Because
what was last year? Who did it?
I don't know, but
it was Snoop Dogg, Dre, Eminem.
Oh, that's right.
That one is I enjoyed that one. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The last one I liked was the Katy Perry one with that one shark.
Yeah. It's because you bought the shark suit.
Right? Yeah.
You still got that? No.
The shark suit?
Yep. Left shark.
The left shark. Mm-hmm. So what was I gonna say? Super Bowl commercials. Oh, Dustin, you'll like this. The new Fast and Furious 10 trailer is dropping for Super Bowl.
I'm so excited.
I've never seen one of those movies.
You've never seen any of them?
No.
Oh, all right.
Wait till the 10th
live,
one. You need to binge them all, Chris.
We're doing it live on a Saturday. We're gonna watch nothing but all the Fast and Furious.
I don't want to spoil it for you, Chris, but I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you and for everyone that didn't know.
It's about
the first movie. They were just literally street racers. They were like stealing DVDs, trying to, make money. Yeah. To the last one, they went into like space to like save the world.
Okay.
So
wow.
a lot happened in between.
Yeah.
Justin,
it worked. Big gap.
There's a pretty big gap. So I just got some Fast and Furious Lego sets the other day that I put together that were pretty cool.
Me and my wife have been recently. We've been recently binge watching Breaking Bad. We're just now.
Ooh, you've never seen it before?
No, we're on the very last episode tonight. We'll watch the very last episode tonight. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What have you thought so far?
That I should have watched it years ago. Because
it's so good.
Everybody talked about how great it was, and I never watched it, and it is good. So yeah.
I wish I was in your position to never seen it before.
Yeah.
It was but I watched it on like you're doing now. I waited till it was over, and I think that's the way you got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I cannot wait a week to watch another episode.
It's so
I can't do that. I have to binge it, over a stage, a period of a few weeks or whatever. But yeah, that's what we've been watching here lately, and we watched the last episode of it tonight. So see how it all ends. Yeah,
that's awesome. When you get done, you can watch Better Call Saul.
Yes, I'm going to, because he's one of my favorite characters on the show.
Awesome.
He's a complete idiot, but I love him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so jealous. I can't even remember what happened in the last episode. There was like a movie
too. Gotta rewatch it.
Yeah, there was like a movie afterwards
Camino?
they
El
did.
Camino or
El
something like
Camino.
About Jesse. Yeah, I've not watched it
Yeah.
yet. I'm gonna watch
So
it as well.
there you go. Beholden's Resold says, what time on Wednesday? It would be 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. So follow us. I think it's Nashville Flippers on Whatnot. So check that out. It's already, the show's already made up. I gotta like take pictures and stuff and try to figure out the shipping stuff. I mean, it's stay tuned for next week. Well, not next week because we're not gonna have a show next week because of guess what? The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
So
You would hurt their ratings.
yeah,
We would.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Fly Eagles Fly says Coco Bay. Are you who you rooting for, Chris?
Well, I'm a Falcon fan, so I'm a long ways from the Super Bowl. So
When are we going to turn you into a Titans fan, Chris? I know you grew up watching the Falcons. There wasn't any, but come on, man. You're Tennessee
and after that,
Titans.
I do
after
root
28-3 letdown.
Yeah, God, don't even remind me. That was horrible. I do root for the Titans, especially when it comes to any AFC game.
See, there you go.
They'll always be the Oilers to me, because I grew up with them in Houston. So I do root for them. They're probably my second favorite. But
they're your AFC team, and then Falcons NFC. There you go.
But if they play each other, it's Falcons all day, even though we're horrible.
I heard Lamar Jackson was going to Atlanta. Is that the case?
Mike Vick 2.0?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe it, but I wish.
Dude, those Mike Vick eras, like that one NFC championship where Mike Vick literally flew past the goal line, man. That was
he ruined himself over that dog deal, and
I know
he ruined the Falcons for several years after that. So it's bad.
But
I did love him.
It's a shame. Kristen's saying she's never seen The Fast and Furious, and she's never seen Breaking Bad either. Kristen, you got a lot of watching to do. Breaking Bad is amazing.
It's good.
It is so good.
It's the best show I've watched since
Come
Dexter.
on, Lisette.
Have you ever watched Dexter?
I've never seen Dexter.
So good. Dexter's
oh my God, you got to watch Dexter.
Okay.
Have you seen the new one?
Yes.
I did. Oh, that's so good.
Yes. And I know we're not talking anything about Reselling.
Hey, it's fine.
No, this is it. This is the show. People can relate to this. Collins on the Move is in the building.
You got to watch Dexter. It's really good.
I'm gonna have to put that on. I need a show to watch because Yellowstone's on hiatus. So
you need to watch you some Your Honor too.
What's that?
It's on Showtime, but you get it with Prime. Okay. It has a actor from Breaking Bad in it.
Yeah,
Brian
in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's really
Christopher Nutter, I missed you, man. How you doing? Glad you can stop by. And we have the Bearded Finds is in the building. Good to see you. Yeah. All right. Moving on. This is a good one. Number 7.
Yep. That's you.
That's me? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated. Jimmy Old School Flips.
Oh, underrated. Underrated. Jimmy's awesome. Yeah, I think the world of Jimmy. He's he came down for the 127 this past year, and picked with him for 4 or 5 days. And yeah, good guy, good channel, and he's a better person than he is even on YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Love
Jimmy's
me some
awesome.
Jimmy. Love me some Jimmy. Jimmy, if you're lurking, we love you, brother.
Yeah, I've known Jimmy for a long time. He's a good person. Very underrated. He should have a bigger channel.
Yeah, Jimmy just got a new puppy too. He got a French bulldog, I think. So
that's a good one.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Chris, we're coming out an hour. You okay to keep going? I know that you got to watch Breaking Bad, and that's super important. Last episode.
She'll wait on me.
Okay, awesome. Next one up, Dustin.
Number 8, corn dogs.
Ooh, it's
tough, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go underrated.
Underrated. You like a good corn dog?
Yeah, because
are you a mustard only kind of guy on a corn dog, or ketchup and mustard? What are we doing?
Nah, just mustard.
Mustard. There we go.
Yeah.
Spicy, regular. What are we doing?
I can do spicy, but I usually just do regular because it's usually what we got. But
yeah,
never had a corn dog. Beholden Resold. How have you never had a corn dog?
Never had a corn dog. Never had a corn dog.
Wow. No, I like a good corn dog every now and then.
Yeah.
And I'll go with
try-
underrated for
Come
sure.
on, Chris.
The hot chicken corn dog is the best at the hot chicken festival.
Yeah.
I usually go to. That's so good.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
there you
They
go.
have a corn dog. They take a hot chicken piece. Listen to this, Chris. Hot chicken piece. Dip it in the corn dog batter and fry it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And they put this like what is it, Dustin? Like a mayonnaise,
Some kind of sauce.
Thousand
I don't know
Island
what
sauce?
I don't know what
Oh.
it is. So good.
out of this world. Out of this
Yeah.
world.
Underrated for sure.
Kevin Commonwealth Picker, ketchup underrated. So I think is mustard superior than ketchup, Chris?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
You're more of a ketchup fella.
Yes. The only thing I eat mustard on is a hot dog and a corn dog.
And that's
Ketchup
it.
on everything else.
Pretzel.
Yeah. I don't like pretzels.
You don't like pretzels at all? Okay.
Mm-mm. I can eat them, but I don't like them.
Okay. Where do you get one of those, Dustin? What is it called? What was the barbecue? It was a barbecue place.
Oh yeah, I can't think of the name, but it's at the hot chicken festival.
Yeah. So next, Chris, if you're willing to take a trip to Nashville for the 4th of July, one of the best fireworks in the country.
Yeah.
Top notch. And we'll take you to the hot chicken festival on the 4th of July.
That sounds good.
And we come prepared, Chris. We'll bring a backpack with milk, ranch,
Everything loaded.
paper
I'm
towel,
only about
beer.
I'm only about an hour and a half from you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Worth it.
next time,
Hey, worth
4th of
it.
July is awesome. That's my favorite holiday. Is the 4th
Mm.
of July, even better than Christmas. I love summertime and the 4th of July.
Mhm.
Kristen's saying, "Wait, I want to come too. Come on, let's do it."
Come on.
So
Nashville
pretzels
made
and
it.
mustard are amazing. That's what I'm saying. The pretzel, the mustard, it's a win-win situation here.
I just don't. I'm not into pretzels.
Okay. Maybe you just haven't had the right pretzel yet, Chris. I'm gonna pretzel you up.
Yeah, that may
So,
be true.
Let's see here. Beholden Soul says the only thing I have mustard on is Wendy's Dave's Burgers. Okay. I love a good mustard. So, all right, let's move on here. Next one up, number 9. Sourcing at thrift stores. Overrated or underrated?
Overrated. I'm a yard sale guy. I hate the
Okay.
Goodwill. I mean, I go because what else do you do in the wintertime? But yeah, I would go to one yard sale over 5 thrift stores. If give me one good yard sale, man, and you can find a ton of stuff. Thrift stores are getting tougher, in my opinion.
Mhm.
They are.
They're
I mean, you
picking.
can still go to them and pick, and I do, in the wintertime especially, but in the summertime, I hardly ever go because there's so many yard sales. I don't need to.
Well,
I
do
love
you
yard
sort?
sales.
Do you source during the winter? What are we doing during the winter?
Thrift stores,
Thrift
stores,
stores.
and Goodwill. But once spring hits, once those yard sale hits, nah, I don't care about going to thrift stores at all. I don't do it. I'm not a big clothing seller though, and that's a lot of
Mhm.
thrift stores. I would say most thrift stores around here is 70-80% clothing. So if you're not a clothing guy, thrift stores can be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sell clothing, but I don't look for it a lot either.
There you go. Yeah, I don't like. It's just it doesn't get us excited, right? Dustin, like selling unless it's like a vintage sports piece or something
Right.
that's.
No,
It's not-
we were into Goodwill. I was Saturday, and this guy had a basket full of clothes. I already knew what he was doing. I'm like, ain't no way.
Yeah.
I am not trying to list all that.
I've always said if I had to become a clothing seller, I would go back and get a job.
Wow.
Yes. If I had to strictly sell clothing.
I'll sell jerseys. If I find a jersey or something like
Jersey.
that, because I
Yeah.
feel like jerseys
Stuff
are
like
easy
that
to
all
list.
day. Yes.
Yeah.
What about
found,
shoes, Chris?
Shoes, I don't fool with them. I will hats. I
Ah,
love hats. Hats one of my
Mhm.
favorite things to sell.
Shoes ain't too bad.
Shoes, they're expensive around here, so
Yeah.
I don't fool with them a lot.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. If we had to sell clothes, Dustin, strictly,
Mm,
I would not be doing what we're doing.
I go.
We'd
I
have
go
to
by
have
part-
a session like talk it through.
Like
If
we have one of us ever,
meeting.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
And I know the money's there. Like I was talking to Sonny, Las Vegas earlier, and he found a vintage pair of Levi's that he sold for like $300 that he got like for $7 at the Goodwill. And he knew they were like vintage, because of the numbers that were on there. But I'm just like, looking through the jeans. It's like I don't even want to look through.
I mean, there's some clothing I can get excited about. I found a box of vintage Looney Tunes single stitch shirts last year. Actually, my wife found them and bought all those, and I've sold those. I mean, I can get excited about stuff like that, but just clothing in general, no. And I mean, I respect the heck out of people that do it because I can't imagine how much work that is.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I know it is. So
someone that absolutely kills it. I got to meet Marcus. And gosh, I'm drawing blank on his YouTube channel.
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name either.
I'm sorry, Marcus, but he came to Nashville. We got to eat lunch, and that's all he sells is clothes, and his process is just insane. Dixon Pickens.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I mean, it's great. It's great here. So let's see here. Lisette was saying that she just sold a Squishmallow for $39 plus shipping. I would sell some Squishmallows for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was telling me earlier, Dustin, I went to a friend's house, and they were saying that their little girl plays with something called a rainbow corn. Have you heard about this? Rainbow corn?
Nope.
It's like think of like a Ryan's Magic Egg,
Okay.
And inside is like a Squishmallow, and they're all like different things. Some of them are like, I saw one that was like $200 listed on eBay.
What?
So yeah, but it was like new, unopened. So look into that. Yeah. So
is it
rainbow?
It's a new toy.
Corn. I have no clue. It's a new. Yeah, it's not like a vintage toy. I don't know if it's been out for a while or not. So Billy's Bears Memory says, love finding starter. Oh man, if I could find starter jackets all day, that would be dope. So what's up, Ken? SSK promos in the building.
Man,
what's
Good
up?
to see you. Garage Sale Nation saying, I took all the crazy single stitch out of the Crossville last year. Nothing
Not all of it.
Chris. Yeah, there you go.
Not all of it.
There you go. Let's see. Cravings Cards is in the building. Good to see you. Couldn't imagine not selling a little bit of everything. Keeps it fun. That is true.
Yep.
Sell a little bit of everything, but Dustin and I would like to specialize more in like hard goods, right, Dustin?
Absolutely.
Collectibles, toys,
Hard goods.
fun
We
stuff.
do shoes. We do. We like shoes though. So
Toys is my absolute favorite. Vintage toys. If I can find 80s, 90s toys, that's all I would sell if I could find enough of them.
There you go.
That's my passion, man. I love them.
All right. Last one. Overrated, underrated, number 10, Dustin.
number 10, Adam Sandler.
Boy, I don't know.
That one's
He
tough,
gets a
right?
lot of love. He gets a lot of love and appreciation. He's kind of on the downward end of his career, I think. But yeah, he was really, really good at one time. I'm gonna go underrated. Because he had a bunch of movies.
He could miss
a bunch of good
for a
ones.
while.
Yeah.
I mean that Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer,
Waterboy.
He couldn't miss. Adam Sandler sucks.
No,
It says Kristen Rule Squirrel. So
no, he's good. He's underrated. I think he's one of the best.
SNL,
Even some of his Netflix ones he's got coming out recently, they've been pretty good.
What's there was one that I really liked. When he was Chris Rock, and they were like their daughters were like his daughter and I don't know.
Where they get married? Yeah.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
So,
I like that. And where is he? He's a basketball coach or something like that.
I haven't seen that one. Is that one good?
Oh, it's really good.
Really? I need to watch it.
Yep.
Okay.
And the Halloween one, Hubie Halloween, that's a hilarious.
I mean, if you don't like Waterboy or Happy Gilmore, I mean, come on.
Come on, Kristen. Come on, Kristen. She says, I said what I said. So, all right. So, Chris, thank you so much for playing Overrated, Underrated. And again, guys, like always, the sponsor of Overrated, Underrated. Speaking of toys, Chris, is our good friends over at poppinofftoys.com. Guys, if you want to check out any new Funko Pops, go over to poppinofftoys.com. Use the code Nashville Flippers, and you're going to get 10% off. They just have these new, this is cool right here. The new Marty McFly Funko sodas just came out, and this is Marty and his Chase variation with the hologram looking hat. Chris, you sell a lot of Funko Pops in your eBay store?
I don't find a whole lot, and usually when I find them, they're way overpriced.
Yeah,
I do love them though. They're awesome. That Marty McFly, man,
that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, you want to talk about over or underrated? That's one of the best movies ever, right there.
Ever. Shout out to
I love those movies.
McFly. So yeah, guys. So if you guys want to purchase some Funko Pops for maybe you and your loved one, go over to poppinofftoys.com. Use the code Nashville Flippers, and you're gonna get 10% off. All right. So you know what's Chris? This is Dustin's favorite segment of the show. Everyone's favorite segment of the show. We have Dustin's tip of the week.
Ooh.
Dustin, do you have a tip of the week for us this week?
I do. So I used to do bulk listing on Saturdays after sourcing. So I did 20, 25, whatever I had that day, or in some of the death pile. But I was getting really overwhelmed. So last couple of weeks, I kind of changed it up. And if you can, I've done Monday through Friday, list 3 to 5 items a day. And I've noticed that sells almost every day through that week. And I think it really triggers the algorithm a little bit better instead of doing bulk listing on one day. So that's my tip.
Ooh.
List a little bit every day. That's 30 minutes out of your day.
There you go. Nice. Now, guys, Dustin's tip of the week. Now, Chris, before we get into that, what is your listing regimen? I know that you have the momentum board on your YouTube channel. What are some good tips for listing that you have experienced over your years, 20 years of reselling?
This past year, I just started using the draft method, where you put everything in the draft bank, and then you just pull from the draft bank. And it's been a game changer for me because it allows me to list every day instead of, the days I get time. Because some days I don't have time to list. But if I've got that draft bank, I just pull 10 out of that, drop them. Guess what? I listed 10 that day. So That has been a game changer for me. And I feel like an idiot that it took me 20 years to come to that realization. But yeah, because I always thought, what's the point of putting in the work to list it as a draft, because people can't buy it as a draft. But then when you come out here and you list 20 one day and then 30 one day, and then you don't list for 3-4 days in a row, then you start realizing I'd be better off just dropping that consistent 10, 15 items a day than I would doing it that way. Or that's how I feel. And it's been a game changer for me. I love it.
Yeah. Now, the Bearded Find says sales increase when you stay active on your eBay store. So that's just like you were saying. And Ken SSK promo says overrated, underrated, old school flips. Hey, you missed it, man. It was on there. It was on there for sure. We talked about it.
He was overrated.
Right, there you go. So let's see here. I lost my train of thought, Dustin. Dustin's tip of the week is presented to you by our good friends over at stickerwise.com. Chris, if you ever want to order any stickers for your YouTube channel, go over to stickerwise.com. They have the best sticker prices. And if you use the code Flippers, you're going to get 10% off. So, we're doing this now going forward, Dustin. We're going to give out some Nashville Flippers stickers here on the show. Chris, there's 20 people in the chat right now. Pick a number 1 to 20. And then, guys, in the chat, put the number down. And, Chris, when you see the number, tell us who won the free stickers. So, guys, put your number down in the chat. We got 2 stickers that are going out to you. We got this nice little holographic one. And we got the nice little matte finish.
There it is.
12.
The Bearded
Finds is in the building. Bearded Finds. Shoot us a DM over on Instagram, and we'll get these stickers out to you this week. So Dustin's tip of the week is presented to you by stickerwise.com. Use the code Nashville Flippers, and you're going to get 10% off. So check that out, and you're going to get some really cool stickers. Look at that. Best stickers on the market right there. So, all right. So Chris, now it's time for skip or flip. We're going to show you some pictures of some items that recently sold on eBay, and you're going to let us know if you were to find it at a garage sale, thrift store, estate sale, or what have you, would you skip or flip? Okay. We're only going to show you pictures. All right.
Okay.
And people in the chat, let us know where you're going to skip or you're going to flip. Dustin doesn't know what I'm showing you. And here we go. First picture up here, Chris. We have this poster. I don't know if you know who this gentleman is here.
Bo Jackson.
Poster of Bo Jackson with some shoulder pads, with the famous baseball bat and shoulder pads poster. This is the ball player on the bottom left, 1988 Nike poster. Looks in some little rough condition here. Chris, what's your thought process on this?
1988 Bo Jackson. I'm definitely flipping that. I mean, I wouldn't pay crazy money for it, but if it's anything less than $5, because if nothing else, I'd hang it up in here because I was a huge Bo Jackson fan. Mm-hmm. Bo Jackson's the only person I remember in my lifetime that come close to the stardom that Michael Jordan had back in the 80s and 90s. But of course he got hurt. But yeah, I'm definitely picking that up.
Just think, he played 2 professional
and was really good
at the same time.
He didn't just play both of them. He was an all-star in baseball and an all-pro in football. So
that's amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. So Dustin, what are you thinking here? You flipping or you skipping?
I'll definitely flip it. I just couldn't tell you how much it'd be worth.
Yeah, I don't know.
How much are you paying for it?
Probably pay up a couple bucks. That'll be at a garage sale.
Okay. Now, Chris, what do you think this poster is going for? And people in the chat, let me know, what do you think this is going for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they made millions of them, but how many are still left out there? I'm going to say it's worth $40 to $50.
Okay.
So I would probably pay $5, maybe even $10 for it, because like I said, I'd hang it up in here if it wasn't worth much. But yeah, I think it might be worth $40, $50.
I'm curious to see, the Michael Jordan poster, like the Wings poster. I wonder if that's the same photographer that did this one too.
It was black and white too, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I wonder, and a Nike ad too. So I wonder if it's the same. So Bearded Fine saying, that's funny. I'm in the middle of designing my stickers now. So there you go. Stickwise.com. Use the code flippers. You're going to get 10% off. So the people in the chat are saying they're flipping. Everyone is flipping. The card too. Chris saying, I wouldn't even known, but everyone seems to be a fan. Oh, Bo Jackson was a fantastic athlete.
He still has a following, even though he got injured and had a short career in both baseball and football. He still has a following.
Mm-hmm.
There is a thing, though, Chris. I heard, there's like when he signs autographs, this is something that's on his do not sign list, is this poster.
Really?
So if you were to find this poster signed, it would be like, it's a big list. Like he won't sign any Tecmo Bowl games. Anything with Cam Newton on it, he won't sign. Random. I know they both went to Auburn.
Right.
But yeah. So Chris, you think this is selling for around 40 to 50?
Yeah.
Okay. So this poster just recently sold on eBay for $197.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So
that was an iconic poster. I mean, I remember it when I was a kid. I didn't have that one, but I remember it.
There you go. There you go. So guys, if you see a nice little, and there is some reprints out there. Right. So make sure that you get the one from 1988 and you got a $100 poster on your hands.
That's crazy.
If you even want to sell it, because that thing is.
Kristen said
fire.
He sounds like a diva.
He does sound like a diva.
I bet Bo Jackson's never been called.
I bet he's such a diva. Yeah, I would agree.
That's awesome.
Mikey Bags Money in the building. He says, "Hello, everyone. My friend had like 27 of those baseball cards. Kansas City Royals, man." So shout out to Bo Jackson. All right, next one up here, Chris. And this is something that we not recently. If you watch our YouTube video that we just put out yesterday, we picked this up in an estate sale So if you saw the video, you're gonna see how much this sells for. But we have here a Sony camcorder, and in the distance here, Chris, I don't know if you can see that,
Yeah.
but we got some paprika, a bottle of paprika in the listing, which I just noticed. Oh, they're putting it so that you can see that. Okay.
Does the paprika come with it? Is it included?
Yeah. Yeah. And then they got the little recording of their little, see if it works. Handycam, Sony Handycam. Looks like it's just the Handycam. No one tape, no charger. It looks like. So what are we thinking about here, Chris? We skipping? We're flipping? What are we doing?
I'm flipping it. I know those are mostly good, and Sony, of course, is a good brand. But those Handycams, man, depending on the model number, some of them can be really good, and some of them are just kind of eh. But yeah, I'm still picking it up for sure.
Okay, how much you paying for this?
Not knowing if it works or not. Oh man, I hate to pay more than $10 for it. I really do.
Okay. And you think it's selling for how much?
You know, I think most of them average around 50, but some of them can be, hundreds. So yeah.
Okay.
It's tough. But yeah, I'm picking it up because I know it's good, but just taking the chance that it don't work. That's the big thing with that type of stuff. But parts only, if you pay $10 for it, you can probably still at least get $20 for it or something. But
okay,
I would say that one's, 50, 60, $70.
Nice. Now, Dustin, do you remember what this was worth during the filming of the video?
I do. I watched the video yesterday.
Okay. Oh, there you go. So you know what's going on here. So guys in the chat are saying they're flipping. Alan's flipping. Maria's flipping. We got, and Lisette is saying probably sells for 65 and up. So when in doubt,
to head out the cords and bag, man.
Yeah, that
well over 100.
That stuff helps it for sure. You get $100 for it if it's got everything and it's working. But
there you go. And that was the thing with our video, Chris. We found the camcorder, and then through the duration of the video, we kept finding parts for it randomly throughout the house. The cord, the charger, the bag, the tapes. It just kept getting better and better. Yeah, it was wild. So if you guys haven't seen that video, do us a favor and check it out. That'd be great. And guys, that reminds me, I didn't say hi to Paul the Philly Flipper dropped by. So he says, hello, the second most handsome man on YouTube, and hello to Dustin, Chris as well. I guess I'm the handsome one. So shout out to me. So, all right, Chris, you think 65? What are we thinking here?
50, $60 as is like that.
So this camcorder recently sold on eBay for $129.
So yeah, that's one of the good ones.
That's one of the good ones.
Without the charger and stuff, that's crazy.
Without the charger.
That's good. That's a good price for that, I think.
So I don't even know how they got a charge. No, it's still sitting in my death pile.
Oh my god.
But yeah, and I got the bag too for it, Chris. Two tapes. That's gonna help. Yeah. Charger and the cord that connects to the TV. You remember that you found that, Dustin?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah. Here we go. Behold and Resold says, I picked up a cam, a couple weeks ago that sells for $200. Yeah, so don't sleep on Handycam. What's up, Jennifer? Good to see you.
Yes.
Glad that you can stop by.
It's been a while.
Shout out to Jennifer Hayes. Yeah, good to see you. So I owe
my first 500 subscribers to that girl. I'd say everybody does in the community.
Yeah, got that right. So last one here. And Dustin, you don't know this one, so you can guess on this one. So this is a good one. Chris, we have here this little plush. It's a Jurassic Park plush. It's got the, I'm guessing it looks like the lawyer from the movie. So the T-Rex is eating the lawyer from the movie. And there you go. Jurassic Park T-Rex plush. What are we thinking here, Chris?
What brand is on it? Do you know?
It says Bark on the tag.
Man, I am so not a plush expert. Jurassic Park, though, how can you go wrong? And that looks like a big plush, so I'm probably picking it up. Yeah,
Okay. It does say
if it's
XL on the
yeah,
the
if it's as big as I think it is, I'd probably pay like $5 for it. But man, I have such a love-hate relationship with plush. But yeah,
What?
I'm picking it up probably because it
Okay.
looks clean and it's got the tag. It looks like a bigger plush. It's Jurassic Park. It would definitely sell, but I don't know for how much.
You don't know, like ballpark. Give us your
Man,
plush expertise.
God, I know how you guys do. It's probably like a $200 plush, but just if I was being honest and looking at it, I would think like $20
Okay.
would be
Dustin,
what it was worth.
what about you? What are we doing here?
I'm picking this up for sure.
Yeah.
$5-10.
Yeah.
That's all. I'll pay for that.
You're paying $5 or $10 for this?
Yeah.
I'm 5 or less.
What do you think
It's probably
going
going
for,
over
Dustin?
100. I think it's going over 100.
It might.
Now, the bearded fine's saying pass, and he's also pointing out that Bark is a dog toy, right? LOL. So,
I mean, is it the vintage Jurassic Park? That's the thing. If it's the vintage stuff, I'm definitely buying it. But it's so
that's what Lisette was saying too. She wants to know what year it is.
Yeah.
So no year.
Yeah, if it's got a year on
the
it,
tag here.
If it's got a year and it's from the original movie, yeah, I'm definitely buying it. But just what we know here, I'd like to pay less than $5 and hope it was worth at least 20.
Okay.
But it's going to be worth more than that because I know how you roll.
Hey, it could be a skip. It could be a skip. So Marie is saying skip like Marie. So Dustin, you buying?
I'd probably still buy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this plush recently sold on eBay for $70.
$70. That's good.
And this is like Bearded Finds is saying, this is a Bark Box Jurassic Park T-Rex eating lawyer dog toy. So this is a dog toy.
Oh wow.
So Bark Box, if you don't know, is a dog toy subscription service. And some of their toys are actually worth some pretty good money. And this is one of them, is the T-Rex eating the lawyer.
That is hilarious.
Chew toy.
They need to come out with just a regular plush like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys come across any kind of Bark Box toys, look them up because some of them could be worth some pretty good money. So, like here's one.
That makes sense because there's probably not many of them out there on the market. So I mean,
yeah. So here's another Jurassic Park one, $12.40. So you can get them for like $1. That's all day. So, all right. So that concludes the segment of the show. Skip or flip, Chris. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. I got one more question for you, and we always like to end with this question. What are some goals that Chris, old school picker flipper, has for this year?
Just to keep doing eBay. If my eBay don't grow a whole lot, I'm okay with that. I'm doing as much money-wise, numbers-wise, work-wise as I really want to on eBay. My biggest goal is to continue to grow my YouTube channel, not to become a professional YouTuber, but just for all this work that I put in for 4 years to finally start to pay off. I don't know, just to keep building the community and just be a part of it. I just enjoy YouTube. I go to these meetups sometimes and, we'll talk about reselling and then the conversations usually end up talking about YouTube. And I enjoy those conversations so much more because, you resell all day long. And like I said earlier, YouTube's kind of my hobby. So, it's my passion. I'm one of those crazy guys that loves to edit videos. I don't mind it. I actually enjoy it sometimes. And it's just a breakup of the reselling. I'll always be a reseller. I'll always love it. Or that's the plan. But I just want to continue to grow the YouTube channel and to continue doing what I do on eBay and just keep enjoying it.
I love it. So, guys, there you have it. Again, if you want to follow Chris on all his reselling adventures, all of his links are down in the description below. And that about does it. Anything else for the people, Chris?
I usually put videos out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Go check out my channel. And
There you go. Go check it out. Guys, thank
it.
you, everybody, joining us here in the chat, listening to us at home, in the car, while you're working out, while you're listening. Thank you so much for rocking with us at This Week in Reselling. Thank you so much. So that concludes today's video. My name is Ray.
My name's Dustin.
Chris.
And we will catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all, and God bless. Peace.
Appreciate it, guys.